Hello ladies and gentlemen, of course let's hit that play button and get things just a-going here. Of course up in the top left hand corner is Aeis, I believe it is, pronounced up in the top left hand corner for Imperative Gaming. Check them out, imperativegaming.wordpress.com. And this is going to be game number 5, the big one. It's currently tied 2-2 between both of these teams. His opponent down in the bottom left-hand corner from Team IvD Gaming is RoachKing. Now, RoachKing is, I believe it's John White, if memory serves me correctly. And, of course, IvDgaming.com is his website. And check us out, of course. My name is Nightshade, and I will be bringing you this game here on Whirlwind. Like I mentioned, this is game number 5 of the Thunderdog Esports.com Team League. And both these teams desperately looking for a victory here. And, I mean, obviously, if you lose, well, you don't get bragging rights. That's what it really boils down to. Let's bring up a production tab for you all. And this is going to be RoachKing, of course, down in the bottom left as our red Zerg. So, a nice little ZvP action. And we do see, of course, the pylon going down. A gate right behind it. And off the little probe goes to do some scouting. We don't see a whole lot of whirlwind action, to be perfectly honest. It's nice to see this map come back on up. It has been removed from the pool. It's had quite a bit of a tenure, to be perfectly honest with you. It has been around for quite some time, and lots of great games played on it. But of course, taken out of the pool and replaced with other maps such as Frost and many others that are equally as good. But like I said, Whirlwind, a lot of people really enjoyed playing on this map. A lot of great games were watched and spectated. WCS games as well. So, and we do see, of course, this probe taking a long way around. But we do see, more importantly, a hatch going down here from RoachKing. We do have pool, then hatch. And this is a fairly smart play. If you're wondering why, it's because in a Protoss matchup against Zerg, Protoss has a good number of fairly solid openers. And that's of some concern. So, as a Zerg player, he wants to get that spawning pool up and running so he can get lings out, he can get queens out, he can defend, he's able to use his injects. So these are things he wants to be quite cognizant of. And so he's going to use one of those drones to switch it over to extractor as well, get his gassing, come up and running. And this is a great play by him. It's nice and safe. It's not too risky, and of course he can always go hatch then pool, or even hatch pool. But that's when you're starting to roll the dice. And if a good Protoss player scouts you very quickly, much like this probe is doing right now by Ace, if you misread your Protoss opponent, which unfortunately in Whirlwind means you have to send out a drone scout to be able to find your opponent very quickly. And even then, if you take the long way around, he may be doing something cheesy or cheeky like proxy 2-gate or something along those lines. I mean, it's hard to say. So this is why you want to go with that to get those lings out quickly, get that map control established, get some good scouting information, and that's what these lings will do very, very quickly. Of course, Mothership Core is going to be the unit of choice. First one on the map here, I should point out as well, I stand corrected. Zealot is going to be the first unit out. The second one will be the Mothership Core. Mothership Core, pretty good unit, especially for defense. And you can see the SimCity is going to go up at the front, getting the gates down as well, but a link is going to scout that. Mothership Core is not going to be able to kill it. Oh, very nice, stand corrected. Deacon it bach, I think, just so that you can take a quick look and see what the structures were, and they were indeed both gateways, so he knows this was a gate expand, not a forge or anything. And I think we should see a pylon down here. There it goes, just to finish off that wall up. Nice round, and of course that Zealot will finish it off with the Mothership Core shooting down from above. So as this Ling runs on up, he's going to be like hating life. And get on in there and go. Yeah, he dies pretty quickly. Sorry about that. Sometimes this interface is just a little bit twitchy when you're trying to do too many keys all at the same time. Mash the keyboard and see what happens. That's why I always say, best spectating ever you'll ever get. And we do see, of course, good saturation here. Only one gas taken so far. The other one has been left empty. He's trying to use that economy so he can get everything up and running. As you can see, he needs to be able to get gate forge. He needs the economy mineral-wise to drop these buildings down and get them up and running. And, of course, try to get the additional probe counts up. Doesn't need the gas just quite yet. This is something that he can wait. He's got his gate on the way. He knows this is going to be a little while. He did scout his opponent. He saw that there was a hatch. Got some good, reliable scouting information. If we do take a look, this is his vision of the base as he knows right now. He never did get up and into the main, which is a bit of a concern, but more importantly, he did see that there's actually a third drop down here. Then we can see that it's well on its way. So ultimately, the scouting by Ace is actually quite good, and RoachKing is, of course, going to poop out those creep tumors. You know, there you go. But his Overlord placement's also equally good. He's getting some good scouting information here as well by this Overlord as it's continuing to move its way across the screen. There you go. With that vision, we can see that, of course, you know, all these little structures are going down. You see robotics facilities going down, and double gas. This has not been scouted, but if you see robotics, it kind of implies that gas has been taken here. But he's going to be able to get pretty much an unhindered scout all the way across the map. The question is whether or not he's going to see all the gases down here and in the natural. Lings are going to try to work their way on up here, but you can see there's just a good wall here. A couple of sentries is going to dissuade this from even occurring. This Overlord is going to see at least one of the gases. The Lings saw the other, so he's going to know this is going to be a bit of a tech-heavy build here. He just doesn't know how many workers are on the gases just quite yet, or when they were taken, but enough is enough. And as it sits, RoachKing's looking pretty darn good. He's sitting on that 3 bases, just starting to saturate on up, but he's trying to get these unit counts up. And I'm not sure why all these drones were brought on over. In fact, more drones were brought on over, but no big deal. They're just going to get, I think it was a bit of a misclick or maybe a misrally somewhere. No big deal. They're going to get sent down to that 3rd where they can start their mining duties. There is a 4-road pylon over here, and that was scouted. So certainly, RoachKing certainly knows about it. But this will afford Ace a great deal of maneuverability on this particular map. Even if he's getting sieged in the front, he will still be able to warp in units across the map here. Of course, he's going to bring in a Phoenix. Phoenix still the fastest air unit in the game, despite the fact that there was an Oracle buff. And I mean, as you can see, they move awfully quick on across the map here. And down it goes. I think he knows about the 3rd, so he's going to be feeling good about that. What he wants to do is see what's going on in tech structures. And he's trying to see if there's any that he can catch being in production. And he's not going to go up and into the main. No, I stand corrected. He is going to head up that way. This is going to be great scouting information for Ace. Indeed, he's going to see that Roach Warren and the Glial Reconstitution just about to finish. He does not know that just quite yet. Of course, that hallucinated Phoenix falls out of the sky and just, well, evaporates, of course, when it runs out of energy. And also upgrades. Double ups are coming down the pipe here as well. We also have a Hydralisk as Dan inclusive. So Roach Hydra, pretty good combination, especially in ZvP. But what we do have is some good, wholesome harass by the Warp Prism out of Ace as a Mothership Core. Is going to float the long way on out, and certainly not something you want for the Mothership Core. If she gets caught up by some Hydralisks, that's going to be really risky. But we do have a warping of a couple of Zealots here. They're going to get intercepted awfully quickly. One of them does get picked up and flown on out of here before, well, he gets to watch his brethren die, ultimately, and that's kind of unfortunate, but Ace is going to make it on back here. He's got some good scouting information. He's going to be prepared. He's got an Immortal as well as a lot of Zealots here to tank some damage here as well. There's another Mortal coming on down. We do have a pile of pylons coming down to ensure that Ace does not get supply block like he currently is at 9192, so he can't warp in any additional units until some of them die. There they go. The pylons have finished on up, so now he can reinforce his army, but he is pretty close. 57 to 65 army supply in the favor of RoachKing. RoachKing doing a lot of damage here. Going to kite back these Zealots as much as he can, waiting for these Hydras to come on in for the additional DPS. Nice time warp going down here for Ace as the Roaches and Hydras are going to scurry for their lives, and you can see the Zealots also pulling off the creep here as well and not wanting to engage too much on it. And of course, Warp Prism here is going to afford the ability to warp in additional units, and you can see he's also able to warp in off of this pylons down to the bottom right hand side here of things as he's going to engage his way up to the top of this ramp here. No, he's going to, oh, no, it doesn't look interesting. Well, it looks a little confusing. Ace looks like he's trying to get that good engagement. He has the observer with this group, so he's able to see what is on the high ground, as well as the Mothership Core, I should add. So he's going to see that there's a lot of units here protecting this 3rd. And of course, the transition down here onto the creep is going to be very, very fast. And of course, the creep tumors are providing great vision for RoachKing. So RoachKing's looking really, really strong right now. And the longer this goes, the longer he's going to be able to macro up and get more and more units and get better and better upgrades. Of course, this Warp Prism is going to make its way all the way on over past the 3rd. Now, I think it looks like it's going to go straight for the main. Indeed, it is. And RoachKing's units are completely out of position down in the third. They're going to have to take the long way around. Of course, it is now ready to warp in units, but has not done so just quite yet. Not taking advantage of the time it takes for these units to transition back on fourth. And you can see, actually, these Hydralisks are going to lead the way. And again, a Zealot or two is going to get warped on in here. But that is going to be enough for the Warp Prism to say, screw it, I'm on out of here. But as you can see, going to take its time. And this is a very interesting, precarious position for it. There is an engagement here of Lings trying to take down this third, though, up in the top center of the map. It is going to get canceled. So at the very least, Ace is going to look really, really good at trying to keep that 300 minerals for himself. But he does have a lot of Zealots here, of course, as you can see, with that awesome skin and that, and then some Stalkers supporting these Immortals. Pretty good units, I gotta say the least. We do have TIE Templar coming in. Will they become Archons? Hard to say, but he has DTs as well. Also, going to be available fairly soon as the Dark Shrine is about to finish. Warp Prism does ultimately get knocked out of the sky, as well as Corruptor is going to assist with that. And that's going to basically free up RoachKing. RoachKing now completely maxed 200 food as opposed to Ace's 148. Warden, that's not a great position. Storm is a long way from finishing. It's at least another minute game time. Needs to get it finished up if Ace is going to stand a chance. Does not want to engage in this just quite yet. It is going to get scouted pretty much the second it hits. And he's like, oh dear, this is going to be a tough one. Indeed, Time Warps are going to go down. Force Fields as well. Colossus has arrived as well. Corruptors are going to focus that down pretty darn fast. Immortals have got their hands very much full with these Roaches, as well as the Hydra throwing down the DPS. Again, warping in additional units. This is so important that one of these, well, of course, that Ace is able to hold this if he plans on taking a victory here. But he's going to GG, and a well played as well. And RoachKing will secure a victory for Team IvD, and IvD Gaming is going to take it, ladies and gentlemen, in this Thunderdog Esports.com Team League matchup.